What's up, everybody? How's it going? Austin Practal, Practalvate Performance, coming at you live today. Uh, Brief live today, this Friday. Brief live. Just going to be going over the holiday is coming up this weekend. A lot of people are probably a little bit stressful for them if you're on a fitness journey and maybe on a diet or whatever it may be. And today I'm just going to talk to you guys about some helpful tips, real quick, of how to avoid, um, messing up your fitness journey if the holidays occurring. Um, Alleviate some potential stress that you might be feeling about it if you're, you know, trying to lose weight. If you're bulking, it's your lucky day. Holidays are always fun if you're bulking up. But for those that are trying to lose weight right now and might be a little bit stressed about, hanging out with family potentially, or like, all the food that's going to be there, or whatever it may be. I talked about this today in our private group in a lot more depth, kind of going over, how I would suggest, saving yourself the stress when it comes to the holidays by, kind of following this kind of, I guess, uh, guideline of things whenever it comes to the holidays. So Easter's coming up. If you celebrate Easter, that's cool. If not, no big deal. But this applies to all holidays, not just Easter. So yeah, how to enjoy Easter and how to enjoy any holiday when it comes to your fitness journey and all the food. Typically, I know from my experience growing up, Easter was always like hanging out with family, tons of home cooked food, home cooked meals, all that good stuff. And it's one of those things where very, very high calorie meals all over the place. Very high calorie food everywhere. Not ideal or conducive to trying to lose weight. So I'm going to tell you guys a couple of tips that I would suggest if you're currently stressing out right now about the holidays. So also, before I get started, if you are a client of mine and you are watching right now, uh, even if it's at a later time, don't forget to put hashtag replay. And also, like I said, if you're a client of mine, don't forget about the hashtag I'm here challenge. Still applies to these lives as well. For those of you that don't know, we're doing a challenge in the private group where if they show up to whoever shows up to the most lives, basically they're going to win some Practalvate merch and also a little bit of money too. So that's always a fun incentive. But yeah, clients only though. Anyways though, for those of you tuning in though, yeah. So basically, holiday time brings a lot of stress and anxiety to people for a lot of reasons. Maybe getting together with family, trying to get everything set up, traveling, food, hanging out with people that you might not get along with. I don't know, whatever it may be. It can be stressful for a variety of reasons, and so when it comes to enjoying any holiday, one thing that I will say is plan ahead. Like if you are trying to lose weight right now, plan ahead. Just like plan ahead. Like just like that's one of the best ways that you can like help like make it way less stressful on yourself. Like if you're planning on going ham on some ham for the holiday, what I would suggest is if you're planning on going kind of crazy and you're gonna go and enjoy yourself and you're gonna go the whole memories over macros route, um, and enjoy that day, like and not really track or whatever. Just have a lot, like either have a lighter meal earlier in the day. Maybe don't eat a whole lot. Maybe drink plenty of water earlier in the day, so that way you can save your calories for the evening. It's one time, it's not a big deal. You can save your calories in the evening. Have a light breakfast or lunch, depending on whenever you eat for the holiday, and then enjoy yourself in the evening. That way, you're gonna make less of an of a setback in a sense when it comes to making that progress. That's one of the main things that I would suggest. Another thing though is just like eat less, but still enjoy. Right? Like you can fit honestly, you can enjoy like a Thanksgiving dinner, an Easter dinner, Christmas dinner, or whatever, a Fourth of July. Like you can fit that stuff into your. For most people, you could fit that into your calorie pool, into your macros. Like you can make it work, right? That's the beauty of flexible dieting is that you still get to enjoy the foods that you want. It just might be in moderation, or it might be less than what you would have normally done, which is good, right? Like you still get to enjoy the food, and you get to enjoy most of it, but you're, being mindful of it at the end of the day. So that's what I would say. So maybe eat less, but still enjoy it, right? Um, Again, this is the biggest thing though, is like, one day won't make or break your fitness journey unless you let it. And I've talked about this before in the past. Just like if you work out your abs one day or you do some bicep curls, you're not going to look like a freaking, like, I don't know, model or like bodybuilder or whatever it may be. You're not going to get the body of your dreams and become instantly, 10 times skinnier because you ate a salad the day before, right? Like that's not how it works. This shit takes time in, when it comes to making progress, and it also takes time to reverse a lot of progress that you've made. One day will not make or break your fitness journey, right? Um, depends on how ham you go on the food. You might set yourself back a couple days, like, but as long as you're owning up to it and you're acknowledging, like, yeah, I'm taking this time, that's cool, like I'm being mindful of it, I'm going to move forward from this, from this afterwards. No harm, no foul, right? Because that's the beauty of it being a journey, and that there being, not really an end date to the destination of your goals. It's just, this is something that I'm doing. This is a lifestyle that I'm living. Like, it's not a big deal if I gain a quarter of a pound because I enjoyed myself with my friends and my family at the end of the day, right? One day will not make or break your fitness journey unless you let it. So don't let yourself fall off the wagon. Be mindful of the choices that you're making. Be mindful. Maybe go for lower calorie options. Maybe, save some of your calories that earlier in the day. Don't drink a bunch of soda so you can save up for some food, right? Something like that. Or lower calorie. A lot of people like to drink around the holidays. Like, if you're going to enjoy some alcoholic beverages with friends and family, maybe just choose some like lower calorie options. They'll get you just as tipsy without all the calories. At the end of the day, you're not going to care what got you tipsy. You're just going to be, you'll be tipsy at the end of the day, kind of thing. So that's something else I would say. Like, just think about the concept of how, like, in terms of being mindful, think about, how it's going to, what your choices that you make, or how are they going to impact, future you. That's something that you need to take in consideration too. The whole mindfulness aspect, right? But this is key. Don't beat yourself up if you mess up, right? Don't beat yourself up. Just be like, okay, like I screwed up or whatever, or I planned for this, and yeah, I'm probably going to gain a little bit after this, but that's not a big deal. Like, I might have set myself back a day, maybe. In the grand scheme of things, one day, like, well, one day out of your entire lifetime isn't gonna matter that much. Two, one day out of the other 360 plus days out of the year isn't going to make or break your fitness journey unless you let that one day turn into two, three, four, five, six, seven, and then on, and then some days you're gonna be okay, right? So that's what I would say about that. Get back on the horse. Like, just plan. Like, I'm gonna have fun this day if that's what you're choosing to do, and move on from it. But for those of you who are afraid of enjoying, or are nervous about doing that because you feel like it might like set you off the rails, or it might trigger something, and you might, maybe you have a history of like binge eating or something like that. Set boundaries. Set firm boundaries in the sand. Draw a line in the sand. Fuck all those people who are like, they don't understand your goals, right? They don't understand your goals. They might not understand it. It might be coming out of like from a place of love, or wanting to like comfort you and have you enjoy and the fun and stuff. But just set that boundary and just be like, hey, look, like I'm doing something right now for myself. Like, I care about this a lot, and I would love it if you could respect that, and like appreciate what I'm doing for myself right now. I don't want to partake in that right now. I'm good to go. Like, I'm cool, or that kind of thing. Like set those firm boundaries in the sand. Like, because trust me, like I know, like having like like family members like want you to enjoy food that they made, like having like grandmas and moms and things like that. Like, that's like their go, like let me feed you, right? Like, that's a thing. And so respectfully decline if you have to, or just don't eat as much. And just be like, this is something I'm doing for myself. Like, please respect like my goals and my ambitions. And that usually will work too. If you're somebody who's nervous about doing it, like if you want to stick to your diet and you want to be gun ho about it, and you want to stick to your nutrition plan, and just like you're like laser focused, respect to that too. Like, super respect to that. Like, that's totally fine too. Like, there's no right or wrong way to go about enjoying a holiday. It's just based on what works for you and what you feel like is going to be sustainable for you going forward. So, that's pretty much all I had, guys. Like, that's all I really had to say about this. But remember, like, you can enjoy the holidays. Like, you can. And if you're working with somebody who says that you can't, or you're working with somebody, like, obviously, if you're like preparing for, like, if you've got a show or like a bodybuilding show or something in like this next week, like, obviously you might need to be a little bit more careful. But 99% of the people out there, 99.99999% of the people out there, you don't need to like destroy yourself or beat yourself up over enjoying some home cooked meals one day out of the year, right? So, enjoy it. Have a good time, regardless if you're celebrating it. Like, have a happy Easter. If not, like, have a happy weekend. All I gotta say is just take it one day at a time, and just enjoy yourself in whatever capacity that holds. So, other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. Happy Friday. Hope you guys had a good ass day. Hope you enjoyed this. If you got value from this, please give this video a like. It helps with the algorithm. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know your number one takeaway. If you're my client, hashtag I'm here. I'll do one of these poses. Get a picture of my band-aid going on. Tag me. Take a screenshot. Post to your story. All that good stuff to continue to gain those points for the I'm Here challenge that we're doing in April. Other than that, hope you guys have a great freaking weekend. And I appreciate that out of you guys. And I will talk to you later.